Hey you guys, today we're going to be talking about treat day. But before we get started, I want to introduce to you guys who I am. My name's Julie. I am an emotional eating health coach. I help people stop overeating and start living their life the way they want without the consequences of overeating. So let's jump into the topic. Treat day. This is kind of a little life hack that I learned. Is kind of like the wax on, wax off, or paint on, paint down, Mr. Miyagi. What treat day is? Treat day is a premeditated once a week meal that you eat processed food. And usually what I do is when I am presented with food during the week when I don't have a treat day, I will say, nope, I'm not having that. And then I'll start thinking to what I am going to have on my treat day. And that helps me so much. And so that's one use for treat day. Another use for treat day is you're training your brain to handle processed foods. You're training your body's response to it. So usually when people eat processed foods, their brain lights up and they just keep eating because that's just what we do when our brain thinks something we did was brilliant. And that's exactly what it thinks is we're doing when we eat processed food, because we are programmed by God to stay alive, to survive, and man has capitalized on this part of our brain and has made food way too appealing, like cocaine or heroin. So we're training ourselves to handle this. So you eat the food as much as you planned, and then you stop. So now that's the hard part, is stopping. So anyways, what treat day is not? It's not an impromptu day in the middle of the week where you get tempted and you're like, oh, I guess I'll just make this my treat day. That is not treat day. That is the opposite of treat day. Because what that does is now you're training your brain opposite of what you want to. We want to always be using our brain to plan this and to eat what we planned and to stop when we planned. It's kind of like in The Karate Kid when Mr. Miyagi tells the Karate Kid to wax on, wax off, paint the fence. And he's like, this is so dumb. It seems so pointless. I mean, he had to take his jacket off, put it back on over and over and over again. But when it came down to the nitty gritty of having to do what he was supposed to do, all these little things helped him. Well, treat day is kind of like a fun way of doing Mr. Miyagi style training for your brain. The reason why it's so important to weight loss is because what you're doing by building your habit center of the brain is you are now training yourself to be a completely different person around food. So I know it's kind of weird at first to think that building a new neural pathway in the brain is going to cause you to lose weight, even if you're eating a ton of food on one day. But in the big picture, in the future, this is going to be hugely helpful. So when we're planning in this treat day and we're not impulsively eating anymore, now we are training ourselves in all the situations where we are faced with food temptations that are not on our plan. So that's how it works. If you guys want some health coaching around this, some more tips and tricks, more personalized to you and your situation, because we all lie to ourselves, and that's why we are where we're at, is we lie to ourselves. I'm here to help you see where you're lying to yourself, to bring the truth up to the surface. Go to my website at www.destinationnewlife.com and sign up for that free consult. No strings attached, over the phone, and I'm not a pushy salesperson. I will just want you to get what you want and help you to stop making excuses around not having it. So that's it. I hope you guys have a blessed week.